Thank you for listening. A list of content warnings can be found in the episode description. Take care. Enjoy the show.
Come, this way.
The githankyi ushers you upstairs, and as he strides ahead, you notice the slight tension held in his movements. He leads you into a private room, and as you had perhaps expected, 3 more of his kin file in, closing the door behind. Yi-Min turns towards you, his mood now something far uglier than his feigned bravado.
Now, human, drop your painted shield and tell us what you have said and done for the Githankyi dogs within Sigil's walls.
Weren't we gonna go look for my memories?
The only way you shall travel to the astral plane is in chains, human. One more chance, Istik. What have you done for the treacherous scum?
What are you talking about?
We've seen you with the Zerth Kachaki.
One of the others kicks at the back of your knees, driving you to the ground.
Do not insult us with your insolence.
I merely hired one as a guide.
You lie like all Sharlaki human. You are their quisling and their leech. We will do you a favor by killing you. Attack her!
At the githyanki's command, a bright silver blade flashes from Yi-Min's hip and draws across your throat. Your vision blurs as blood spills down your chest, and you slump to the ground in a heap. Yi-Min stands over your body, sheathing his blade, addressing the githyanki behind you.
Did he truly know nothing, how Nibiru? His words were those of an enemy. Even if that were not true, we have cauterized his ignorance with death's eye. We have gathered enough information on the Githankyi dogs already. They shall lose another fortress before the 10 day is out. The walls of Rhyss shall fall. If you believe our knowledge is sufficient, then we shall go. Gather our warriors and let us join our party.
A familiar glow warms your face, and in your fading vision, the silhouette of a figure and a 2-pronged glaive darkens the doorway. Bodies move in a blur, muffled footsteps fall about, and the clash of steel rings through your ears as you try to grip onto consciousness. With a lurch, you heave yourself onto your knees, pain and nausea weighing you down.
What is this? What has it?
A boot crashes into your jaw, and a githyanki blade flashes towards you. With brutal instinct, you raise a forearm, the steel notching as it catches your bone. You rise up and grab the swordsman by the throat, his eyes glazed now in terror. Your grip tightens, black barbed tendrils spreading down your arm. The githyanki's face turns ashen and cold as a surge of power rushes through you. You feel incredible, like fresh blood pumping through your veins.
Have relic. Follow me.
Yi-Min crashes through Dakon as he parries another blow, and seeing 2 of his kin lay dead on the ground, starts sprinting through the hallway, fleeing down the stairs.
Go! Get them!
You speed through the bar, angry patrons jeering as tankards crash from their hands. Dakon follows close behind. The githyanki are fast, but nothing can stop you now. They try to veer around a corner, and a wave of icy crystals bellows from your lungs, dashing them from off their feet. As you are about to fall upon them, a swirl of mist envelops their bodies, and in a blink, they're gone. A clattering of tiles draws your gaze up, and you see the 2 remaining githyanki scramble across the rooftops and away.
Come on! Let's get moving. No, we can catch them. Leave them. We must warn the people. Follow me.
Planescape Torment, the Unofficial audio series. A narrative let's play adapted and produced by RevocerGM. Combining in-game audio with additional voice acting through dialogue and descriptions to improve your listening experience. Rediscover the amazing story of the 1999 cult classic isometric video game, Planescape Torment, like you've never heard before. Following Dakon, you make your way to the Face of Gith, a gloomy tavern in the lower ward frequented almost exclusively by Githankyi. It is a strange building, smooth and oblong, seemingly shaped from a single slab of some dark grey metal. The eponymous visage of a githankyi is carved above the doorframe, looming solemnly above as you enter. Inside, the atmosphere is subdued. There are plenty of patrons still at this hour, but most are locked in barely audible conversations or staring in thoughtful repose at the bar's singular, yet awe-inspiring spectacle. Above a stone circular plinth floats an amorphous blob of ever-changing chaos. Its scintillating colors cast strange shadows about the bar as it shifts its form. At one moment, fractured and crystalline, then fluid and globulous.
I would have you hear me.
What is it, Dakon?
It is likely my presence here will not be welcomed.
Why not?
That gith by the bar, she is a Zerth. Our wills are crossed blades. We have no common ground.
All right, well then, why are we here?
You must tell her of the githankyi assault. She will hear you.
This githankyi woman has severe features. Rings pierce the length of her lips, and a long straight blade rests on the bar before her. Her eyes are like two small pearls. As you approach her, they follow Dakon's every movement.
Why do you insult the unbroken circle of Zerthamon by continuing to wear it against your heart? You are not numbered among the people, betrayer of Shrakt lore. The Anarchs and the Zerths have spoken, and their words shall be obeyed. You are not to speak your mind to me, or to any Zerth. Will you hear this human when he speaks?
The gith turns to you, her pearlescent eyes glinting dangerously.
Greetings, Swordringer. You are not known to me, but your trappings of scars and blood speak ill of you, human. And you walk in the shadow of a pariah that claims to speak for Zerthamon himself. I would know your questions. Then it is my will you leave.
I walk in the shadow of a pariah. What makes you say that?
You walk with this one, and know not his history. He is quick to speak other words, but of his own has remained silent. Ask him of Shrakt lore, of the fall of a mighty fortress to the githankyi, and see what his divided mind reveals to you. Ask him how he speaks with Zerthamon's words, but his karak is as mist. It is not Zerthamon's words that lack conviction. It is their echoes that have been distorted. There is no doubt in how Zerthamon's mind is spoken. Generations of Zerth are as Rakma's jewel, of one mind in this matter. Your stance carries with it a divided mind. The doubt is yours, an echo cast from your own faithlessness. Your words speak not the mind of Zerthamon. They are shaped of angles and hate, as if mirroring Gitz herself. You shall lie with the dead of Shrek lore in shifting chaos, for you see all with Vilqua's eye. Your mind is divided, your karak weak.
She grabs her blade, raising it towards Dakon's throat.
Stop!
And you step forward to intervene.
Do not stand in the way of our blades. Let it go, Dakon. Remember why we're here.
Dakon reluctantly lowers his glaive. The gith stares at him incredulously for a moment. Then a sharp grin splits her features.
The truth at last. Your mind is not divided. You are a slave to this human. He speaks with an Anarch's authority to you, and you listen. Your mind is cast in Gith's mold, Kina. And you have lost your way, Dakon. I pity you. Cut it out, both of you.
Kina, are you familiar with the fortress Vristagor? She looks at you hard.
How did you come to know that name?
I was attacked by a group of githankyi. They are planning a raid on the fortress. Within the 10-day, apparently. They're on their way there even now.
You speak truly.
I do. She eases her blade, resting it upon her shoulder.
I hear no lies in your words. No. No, you have my gratitude. You and this Zerth. No, this shall not be forgotten.
Her eyes dart across your face. You can feel her noting you.
Sunset over Haldar, traveler. I must warn my people.
She turns to Dakon.
Know that this will not atone for the fall of Shrek Law. The Anarch's verdict stands still.
Farewell. You make your way back to Giltspur's, and on the way, all of a sudden, Dakon comes to a stop, staring at the cooling towers of the great foundry overhead.
Dakon.
He stands in silence for a moment, gazing as the lights from the towers flash and flicker, illuminating the haze of the Sigil night sky. Then, slowly, carefully, removes the unbroken circle of Zerthamon from around his neck.
Kinar is right. Reason stands that I should no longer wear the words of the people about my heart. Not at least until I may know them again. If that day may come.
What do you...
You.
What? He looks you dead in the eye.
If you are true to your word, and seek to free us both from the chains that bind us, then you will bear the circle until I may wear it again.
All right. He places the ring of stone into your hand, and with a held breath, releases it and strides away. The next morning, as you gather together in the bar, Giltspur greets you with his usual vigor. You've no doubt the deaths of 2 githankyi in his establishment was not a welcome situation last night, but if he were holding any malice towards you, he certainly wasn't showing it.
Good morning, Sarah. Or perhaps it isn't. It seems you are 2 for 2. I'm not sure if I should apologize or insist you find somewhere else to call Kip.
Yeah, I am sorry.
No. Sigil has her way. But, truly, I am mortified that such a thing would happen on my watch. Rest assured, I do not take my patron's safety lightly.
You're not sure if that was a promise or a threat.
However, before I lose you to another adventure, we do have the small matter of settling our score. I have another task for you. Here, take this message to Keldor of Durian at the Foundry. I'm sure he'll be glad to receive it, and you'll be glad that I'd consider us square.
The Foundry? That's where the Godsmen are held up, right?
Yes, indeed. A group of people close to my heart. They say that we are all our own gods, that we have potential for godliness within our spirits, from the lowest beggar to the highest king. We all nurse gods in our breasts. Who could think of something finer? The sensates? Good one. A fine answer.
All right. Thanks, Giltspur. I'll see this done. Despite its presence looming over the city skyline, you hadn't yet fully taken in how gargantuan this great foundry truly is. Once past the main gates, that are themselves as tall as many of the surrounding buildings, you find a vast courtyard, acres of sooty, graveled expanse heaped with coal and piles of ore. Around you, various denizens of the plains troop about in jagged armor, embellished with all manner of spikes and metal adornments. They appear to be guarding the endless trundle of heavy-laden wagons to and from the imposing structure before you, a mighty keep of smoking towers that pierce the haze above.
This abysmally boring job better be my ticket to ascension.
Before one of the many grand entrances, you see what you had thought were 2 giant, bored-looking guards, but as you approach, it is in fact one giant with 2 heads, each with bright red beards sprouting from beneath their polished helms. The twinned figure straightens up to attention, with each head raising their chin as they notice you.
Shh, eyes up. State your business, please.
Hello. What's behind the gate?
Oh, hello. This is the Mithril Tower, where the greatest of Godsmen creations are forged. Yes, but forgive us, it is off limits for now due to a large project we have undertaken. Yes. Come back in a decade or so.
A decade? No, I have to pass on a message to, Keldor.
Why did you not say? Oh, you should have said right away. You'll find him in the spire of the third eye. Next tower along. It is quite a climb. Yes.
Right. Thanks.
Eventually, you are ushered into a narrow spiral staircase that seemingly goes up for miles. The climb is punctuated by various view stations and plaques bearing inspirational quotes, presumably meant to encourage you on.
The cosmos is our classroom. Wow. Oh, check this. Remember that life's suffering is but another test.
Will you quit it, you skull? Before I make you suffer?
Hey now, as it says, speak well to your fellows. They may be gods someday. You hear that? I might be a god.
Hey?
God of the pain in my arse, maybe? God of pain in my arse, maybe? Watch it.
Finally, you make your way to the grand hallway. Hundreds of robed figures gather around circular tables, either huddled in hushed conversations or locked in furious debates. Others are joyfully recounting the events of the day, shaping and coloring the air around them to bring their words to life. There is a buzz of ambition within this place that you haven't yet witnessed in Sigil. After interrupting several orators to ask the whereabouts of this Keldor, you are corralled towards a small auditorium, and behind a lectern engraved with a singular eye, you see a sturdy, barrel-chested man who looks like he's just bursting with vitality. His face is tanned and lined, and his sable beard is streaked with white. He wears purple robes embroidered with threads of silver and gold, and he smells faintly of cinnamon.
Hail, stranger, and well met. What can I do for you on this fine day?
You're Keldor, right? He smiles broadly.
I am he, friend, Keldor of Durian, one of the factotums of the Godsmen and nominally in charge of this spire, while our true high-ups are gone in conclave.
Okay. Well, I have a message for you from Giltspur, the barkeep.
Giltspur, eh?
He takes the note from you, his eyes glinting with just a hint of mischief.
Very well. You can tell him the message is safely delivered. Was there anything else you wanted?
Yeah. I had a few more questions.
What did you want to know?
You lead this place. What is it you do here? He smiles, his face creasing in wrinkles.
What, in the spire, or in the foundry as a whole, eh? Well, in the great foundry, we craft goods that ship across the plains. Only the best work here. It said we have a staff of smiths in the Mithril Tower that had rivaled those in Mount Clangeddon itself. We also run Harbinger House, where we help folk who seem to be powers in training. Bashers who've demonstrated some sort of special ability that sets them apart from normal mortals.
What about here in this spire?
Oh, now, the dark of that is one we hold very close to our bosoms. But in general, we deal with some of the more experimental projects, those that defy normal categorization and often require a level of thinking outside the bone box. We've a pair of engineers who are doing some truly incredible things with the fabric of reality. Ask Niall Xander about his work if you can handle his personality.
Fair enough. What about the faction's beliefs?
We believe that the multiverse is a giant proving ground, a place where we mold ourselves through whatever life throws at us. This forging continues throughout your life, throughout your many lives, because we believe that our experience extends through it all, honing us into something greater.
I see.
Life, my friend, is a test. We take the test, and when we pass, we move on to a new form. This might be the form of an Archon, or of a Fiend, or of a Power. One of our greatest figures, Augie of Fornell, has been reincarnated 1,000 times, and she remembers each one of her incarnations. She teaches us how to treat our intuition and learn from each moment we experience.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, I believe it is. Why do you ask? Are you thinking of joining this great establishment and becoming a seeker of the mind's eye, a believer of the source, a godsman?
Perhaps. What would I have to do? He shrugs.
Oh, do? Oh, Cutter. All you must do is prove yourself. If you wish to join the faction, you must show that you are capable of seeing the possibilities inherent in the basest of matter. That you can bring forth something that will taste the trials of time and stay true. You must create something, make good of potential, and forge it into the actual, the real. I'll grant you access to the Pillar of Soot and Steam to learn from the crafters there. Bring me something, a tool, a sculpture, some device true to your heart, and I will see if you have what it takes. to be a godsman.
All right, I'll get on it.
Very well, very well.
The cacophony of noise in the crafting tower is almost deafening. Steam-powered hammers and whirling gyros are accompanied by the shouts and calls of the workforce as they go about their business. Everyone here has a determined practicality that makes you certain of their competence, even without seeing what they might produce. Leading you on this whirlwind tour with rapid efficiency is a short, muscular woman with slight horns in her forehead and ears that curve sharply back on her skull. She smells faintly of sulfur, even over the reek of the foundry's fires.
I'm Melissa Teal, supervisor for this area. This area being the main forging area of the Great Foundry, where much of our current public work takes place. The high-ups call it the pillar of soot and steam, but a forge is a forge is a forge is what I say. Now, normally I'd give you a full tour, but sadly, right now we're a little busy.
What's going on?
Oh, one of the towers has taken on a very huge and very secret contract, one that has taken up practically all the Foundry's various resources. We maintain here a smaller operation for day-to-day items, but right now the Foundry is dedicated to fulfilling that contract. Don't bother asking about it, because I won't tell you. Now, you want to work the forge, I assume, otherwise you'd be in one of the workshops, sipping tea, away from all this racket. Am I right?
Right.
Right. First, you'll need a protective apron. Then, you'll need to find some tongs, a hammer, and a free anvil. Then you get a lump of iron, place it in the fire until it gets hot enough to shape, and then pound the devil out of it on the anvil. When you've achieved the shape you need, dunk it in the oil bucket nearby and give it any finishing touches. That's the crash course, mind you. You do need some skill to bring it all together, and more than that, a leg of patience. Run into any problems? Ask one of the many smithies about it. They'd all be thrilled to help, I am certain.
Yes, ma'am.
I like you. Now, you won't find the equipment you need just laying around, so head to the provision officer to pick up what you need, and do not let that rusty old auger cheat you into paying more than you should.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, on you go.
Tucked away, just off the main floor, a wizened old man presides over a storeroom from behind a small wooden desk. The smell of leather and machine oil fills the place, and the soft lamplight reveals neatly stacked shelves filled with all manner of tools and gear, along with stacks of sealed and labeled crates. As you approach the desk, he holds up a trembling hand, reading off some final entry in his ledger, then raises his head to greet you. His face is almost entirely dominated by bushy white brows, but his eyes beneath are sharp and cunning.
Hello. Have I seen you before? You seem awfully familiar to me, somehow.
Really? From where? Do you remember where?
Not so fast, lad. Takes a while for the mind to warm up to a task like this. I've lived a long time and seen many faces come to my desk, and it ain't so easy to remember. Memory's a fleeting thing, and that's something you can bank on.
Tell me about it, lad. Who are you?
Nadalin, nice to meet you. Godsmen fighter extraordinaire. At least I used to be. Now I sit here and suck in the soot and smoke, hastening my dying day along.
Then I'd best be quick. I'd like to pick up some gear for the forge.
Ah, you're wanting to be a smith now, eh, lad? Well, very well. You'll need an apron. That's 10 copper. Some tongs is another 10. And a hammer, which will be 20. That comes to... well, let me see. 50 copper.
That sounds more like 40 copper to me, old man.
Oh, what am I thinking? Of course it is. I tell you. Memory is an insidious thing.
That it is. Back on the main fabrication floor, the heat is almost unbearable. And by the forges themselves, it is so hot that it is actually hard to breathe. And the short gasps that you do manage to suck in taste of singed hair and burnt oil. Not knowing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you try to follow the lead of the crafters about you. Seemingly sensing your trepidation, a young-looking man tending one of the furnaces whistles and calls over to you.
You alright there, Cutter?
He is perhaps still in his teens, with pale yellow skin and filthy clothes that are much in need of mending.
Yeah, well, no. I don't really know where to start. Well, no shame in that. We're all beginners once.
Any tips?
Well, now you can do without your iron in the fire.
Right. You are very grateful for this apron, as when you step up to the forge, you can feel the heat scorching your forearms as you bring the tongs to the flame.
Won't take too long.
The boy comes over to your side, wiping sweat off his brow.
You see it glowing red? Yeah. When it turns yellow, pull it out. Thanks. No worries. Now, when you do, you want to start working it quickly before it cools off. What are you going to make? Wow. Well, stands to reason it should be something simple.
A hammer?
Aye. Yeah, fast piece of work. Plenty of material to move. Aye, that'll do nicely. Oh, see? There it goes. Now, get it on the anvil.
You quickly place the softened ore on the anvil and try a few hesitant strikes with your forge hammer.
No. Not a bad start. But you want to keep your pace even. Right, look at the shape, pick out where you need to strike, and be firm and decisive. And let's give it another heat. Thank you. What's your name, by the way?
He pulls off his glove to shake your hand.
Laszlo. Here with me da, but he's off in the grinding room now, so I'm killing time.
Well, what do you do here?
I pop in every now and then, use the forges in exchange for a little grunt work. We have a stall in the market.
Oh yeah? You a guardsman?
Me? No. Now don't get me wrong, they're a pleasant bunch. Believing everybody can become great is a nice idea, but I never quite felt right that if you was living a bad life, you somehow deserved it, like it was your fault or something in the previous one.
Fair point.
Yeah, me and Midar are in-depths. We're a faction that's not really a faction. We believe that people are free to do as they will. We're a pretty loose bunch, and we don't take too kindly to making or obeying other factions.
What is the purpose of all these factions?
No idea. Guess to keep everyone in check when things turn balmy, you know.
Laszlo continues to guide you through the process of heating and striking, slowly bringing the hammer to its final form. And as you stare at the dinted metal, edges of distant memories sink into your mind. Flickers of a time when you had been a master of the forge, pulling on great chains as mighty slabs of steel slammed down over an anvil the size of an ox. Sparks and smoke rising above your creations that now glow with infernal heat.
It was just last week or so, right? I saw a couple of Abishai come through a portal. They talked for a good bit, and then one of them went right back through. But the one that stayed is still there.
Abishai? Those are devils, right?
I don't know for sure. I mean, I think they spoke infernal. To me, it was all just hissing and such, but I think they was pointing at the tower.
The tower?
Aye, yeah, one of the strangest sights in the ward. I mean, no one really knows how long that old scar thing has been around. But you can't get into it, you know. Bolted up, tighter than a taker's purse. I'd be curious to find out what was in there. They was looking for the portal key, I bet.
What's the key?
No one's figured it out. Many have got lost in the dark of it, but no matter how hard they try, always fail.
Well, maybe the secret to getting in is to not want to get in.
I don't know, Cutter. Maybe. Oh, now. Beats up. Last few bits.
With Laszlo's help, you work through the final steps of making the hammer, giving it a final heat treat and driving a shaft into the socket. It's good. It feels heavy in your hands, and your arms ache like you've been wrestling an ogre. But the satisfaction of having forged it yourself gives you a rush of pride. And for a moment, you feel you could accomplish anything.
Oh, now this is a nice sledgehammer. Well shaped, nice balance, good enough to crush a few devil skulls, am I right? Nice work, Cutter.
Thanks.
Right, now to try something with a little more finesse.
What?
Oh, come on. You're a natural. You must feel it. The sweat, the smell of the furnace, the iron running through your veins. You don't want to stop at a hammer.
I suppose not. Thank you for listening to Planescape Torment, the unofficial audio series, a RevocerGM production. To support the show and those involved, please consider subscribing to our Patreon or donating via our Ko-fi page. Links to both are in the description.